Okay, we're all set.
Good afternoon and welcome to our November 2nd, 2021 Board of Commissioners meeting. I'd like to welcome everyone that's here today and glad you can make our meeting. Before we start our meeting, you can get online. And before we start though, I'd like to, as I call the meeting to order, I'd like to have a prayer by Commissioner Wyatt and a pledge by Commissioner Ballard.
Lord, we thank you for the opportunity for being able to walk on our two legs and to get here to the county building and participate in governance for the county. We thank you for the opportunity to live in a nation where we have the freedom to be elected and voted to represent the people and where we have a voice in how we live. We ask for your blessing on these proceedings. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Commissioner Ballard and Commissioner Wyatt. At this time, we'll have Denise do our roll call.
District 1, Commissioner John Block.
Present.
District 3, Commissioner Bill Sarkella, absent. District 4, Commissioner Roger Ballard.
Present.
District 5, Commissioner Joel Wyatt.
Present.
And District 2, Chairman Gary Huberling.
Present. Thank you, Denise. Down to our agenda number 5, additions, corrections, deletions to agenda. Is there any corrections or deletions or additions need to be made at this time? Hearing none, I'd like someone to entertain a thought, someone to entertain, make a motion to accept our agenda for today.
So moved.
There's been a motion made.
Support.
Support. Any further questions? Hearing none. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, the same. Agenda today, as stated, will stay in our complete agenda. Number 7, corrections to minutes from our October 19th meeting. Is there any corrections that need to be made in our meeting minutes from October 19th? Hearing none. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, the same. Motion passed and our minutes from October 19th stand.
Back up, please.
Okay.
We need a motion to approve the minutes. We didn't get a motion, did we?
Sorry, I thought I said all in favor, say, okay, all right, I apologize.
I'll make that motion.
Okay,
Support.
okay, that motion made and support. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, the same. Motion passed. Correspondence, petitions and introductions. If you have a blue sheet in front of you with the communications and things, if you want to read that later on. Is there any questions on the correspondence? Okay. Next is Commissioner's report. And I'll start with Mr. Block.
I don't have anything for commissioner report today.
Yep.
I've attended all my scheduled township meetings in City of Marlin last night. Nothing out of the ordinary.
I'll do that at the committee reports.
Okay, all right. And I'll make mine short too. Both Commissioner White attended a committee this morning, and also I attended all but one of our commissioner meetings, township meetings last month, and there was one I had a scheduling conflict I couldn't make. Administrators report.
Just a quick update. Our preliminary audit work is scheduled for December 15th through the 17th. So that's a Wednesday through a Friday. So we're on schedule for that. And then Commissioner Ballard, myself, and our finance director, Christy Bender, attended the medical care facilities DHHS meeting on October 25th. Just to give you an update, they're working on that Q1, the employee retention tax credit. So they just about have that ready to submit. Currently, it's being reviewed by Yo and Yo. They've made some recommendations to pull out some of the wages that were initially reported. So those adjustments are taking place. And then it sounds like they're going to sign that 941 amendment as the preparer, which is pretty typical of what takes place when someone prepares it for you. And then we'll get that submitted. So it sounds like that retention tax credit is going to be applied moving forward versus some reimbursement. So we're going to have to determine how we're going to capture that to hold it, since the board wants to hold that tax credit for 3 years. So we'll work on that behind the scenes, and we'll most likely get the auditors involved to make sure we're handling it properly.
What's the alternative should that not be accomplished? It will be accomplished.
There's some different mechanisms we could look at. I don't want to get too much into the weeds because it's definitely an accounting issue, but, you know, we have.
But there's options available.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's options, so we'll look and see what we can do, and we'll work with the auditors on that. And then we did receive 5 bids for the performance audit. So I'm working to create a summary page for those and then inquire, because some of them didn't really submit a timeline. So it'd be nice if we can compare those bids, looking at all the same characteristics, if you will. So I'll inquire and get some questions
Is the
answered.
bid deadline closed?
It is, yeah. So I'm hopeful we can get that on the next finance agenda. It is to be reviewed with the board and then get some input from the medical care facility as well.
Did they all give a timeline of when they can do that? Is that what you were
No, they
referencing?
didn't. I was kind of shocked. Like, one said it could take up to 6 months, another one was just a few weeks. So they're all over the place. And same with price too. They're all, I think the ones that are more in-depth and that take longer, obviously their cost is a little bit more.
Are you going to follow up on references they've supplied?
He didn't supply any. So yeah, I can for sure. So anyway, we'll work on that. Hopefully we'll have something for the finance agenda on the 16th. And then in addition, what else do I have there? The policy committee, I think they're on this agenda. Oh no, maybe it's on the finance agenda.
It's not in this one.
Okay, the federal grant awards policy, just a quick update. The policy committee had advised that revised policy be reviewed by our consultants. They have it. I have not received an answer yet at this point in time. My recommendation, though, would be to move that forward, because obviously we need that in place prior to the end of the year.
Mhm.
And then we can have them look at it. If there's major changes, we'll bring it back to the policy committee. If there's minor adjustments, I think that's something we could just handle in that policy, but I'll keep you posted.
Sure, I had one question. I probably should ask you before the meeting. You and I talked about maintenance and things at the state police post. Has there been any more conversation?
Yeah, so Nick Lusher, he prepared some information that he felt were proper charges for snow removal. Here, he's weeding inside where the tower is, where it's all fenced. He has access now and can go in there and weed. I want to say his initial price was about $8,500 annually. So we have to work that into the contract or the lease agreement that we have with MSP. So that's the step where we're at. And until we get that agreement, we'll bring it to the finance committee so we can talk.
And I think their fiscal year budget was like end of October to
9:30, yeah.
9:30.
So they seem accepting of his initial price to provide those services. It's just a matter of them amending the lease agreement and then us bringing it to the finance committee. So we're on that. Hopefully we'll have something soon.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, next on our agenda is public comments pertaining to the agenda this afternoon. Okay, seeing none, we'll move on to interviews, and we have interviews with at least 5 of them here today for the Veterans Affairs Committee, and there is one vacancy open for that. And so I will call you in order. We have Frederick Busher, we have Donald Jones, Jeffrey Lyle will not be here, John Rundles, and Donald Spink. So I'll start with Frederick. We're not voting yet, we're just doing the interview.
Okay.
Okay,
Oh, I know, I understand.
okay, all right,
I'm saying good morning or good afternoon.
good afternoon.
And I imagine you have lots of questions to ask me. I guess that's,
Well, why don't you give us a little bit of your background and
Okay.
why you want to run for the vacancy?
okay, I have 28 years of active and reserve Navy, of which I was a hospital corpsman, serving with both Navy on surface ships and with Marine Corps. In my duties as independent corpsman, my benefits included health benefits advisor, and also dealing with Soldiers and Sailors Relief Act because I dealt with quite a bit with the reservists being recalled. At the present time, we don't have that much in the way of reservists being recalled, but they needed to know their benefits that they were entitled to and also support with their employers when they return back. Some employers did not feel that they should be able to come back with the same seniority that they left with it, and several battles on that front. I worked at the VA hospital when it was in Allen Park. I worked there for 7 years in the pharmacy department, dealing with customer service. Later, I returned after retiring. I went to work for the VA hospital again in Saginaw. And from there, I was transferred up to what was a clinical outreach clinic like you have in Yale. So I got the experience of working there. Why do I want to do it? I always believed in giving back and helping others. And when we say helping others, it's like you can do the same thing by working at McDonald's, but there's a lot of difference between working at McDonald's, giving customer service and that who need service.
Sure.
I also worked for the Equal Employment Opportunities Commission, which gave me a lot of background of also working with vets from the standpoint for employment, especially when they returned from active duty, trying to find with charges of discrimination and being held back from positions and doing the investigations. So it's always been something to give back to the community and to the veterans in particular. I'm a member of the American Legion with Pope in Croswell, Post 225. So what questions would you like?
Some questions?
14 years in the VA,
No.
working. Oh, I thought you said 7 years in the Allen Park and then 7 years
No.
VA in Saginaw.
No, I worked at Saginaw for a year,
Oh, 1 year. Okay. So a total of 8.
8 years total.
Was there a difference between the two facilities and how well they had?
Definitely, there are differences in facility. The facility, Saginaw is more friendly based than Detroit Veterans Hospital. And that's one thing I liked about it. I could have went back to work at Detroit, but I didn't want to do that. I wanted to go someplace where people were more friendly. It's a smaller place, but the need for service is there. And I always find that Detroit has a lot of people that are out there working for veterans, but as you get back into the rural areas, you don't have that available.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Thank you, Frederick.
Thank you.
Alan Jones.
I'm gonna follow that.
Yeah.
My background, I retired in March of 2019, just a couple years ago, after 32 years in the Navy. We can talk later. I'm still in a lot of groups with Facebook as far as people that are still in active duty and have just gotten out, and the level of ignorance is insane. They don't know benefits that are available to them. I had a question the other day. They wanted to know if they were going to do anything with Agent Orange. Yeah. So it's a big push to get the information out. Just trying to use some of my knowledge to help out anybody I can. My son originally wanted to apply for this, but he spent 8 years in Marines and saw some ugly things in Fallujah. And but he works full-time, coaches hockey and baseball. So I'm here, but again, I just want to help out as much as I can. Local member of Post 369 American Legion.
Any questions for them? Hearing none, hearing none. Thank you, Don. Appreciate it. And Jeffrey's not going to be here today, and John Rundles.
Did you read my letter or should I read it?
We have, no, if you want to read it, that's fine. Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I'm a Navy veteran, served in the late USS Lake Champlain from 1960 to 1962. Some of my Navy buddies will say that I served when the ships were wood and the men were steel. I received VA benefits, put me through college at Lawyers Tech. I received 2 degrees, one in engineering and one in manufacturing management. Currently a VA recipient of healthcare because of my hearing loss, being aboard the aircraft carrier, working on the catapults. I served in our township, the township trustee, township deputy supervisor, township supervisor, the township water board. I thought VA has given me such benefits. I really didn't know there was such a thing as of this commission. When I saw the ad in the paper, I said, you know what? I should be able to give back something because they've given me so much.
Sure.
Thank you for your time. Any questions?
John, I remember when you were supervisor in Lexington, you held some good meetings. Yeah.
Okay.
It's been a while since I've seen you. Yeah. Any questions for John? Okay,
Okay.
thank you, John. Donald Spinks.
So I'd like to thank the Board of Commissioners for letting me have this opportunity to come up here also with fellow veterans. I'm the one that presently has the term that's expiring. I'm a 20-year Air Force guy, retired, well, I went in at 1977, I came out at 97, 5 stripes on my shoulders. Jet engine mechanic, F-15 aircraft, fighter aircraft, enjoyed the heck out of that, and I'd do it all over again. Why do I want to continue to be? This is the way I kind of look at it. During the Air Force, I was able to serve my country and help the people that I loved and liked. And retiring now, how could I still continue that? Well, this is the same way to me. Still being on the VA board, it would be awesome. And I could still serve the community and the nation and all that. With Katie and Shannon up there, we have an awesome crew up there, and I really would like to see it stay that way, but I understand things changes. Any questions for me?
I have none. The rest of the board? No. Thank you very much. I want to take this time at the moment. I want to thank each one of you veterans that are applying for this job, and I think I speak for all of us. Thank you for your service. And I know sometimes it's tough, and spend a lot of time away from home, and we appreciate you serving our country. We're very grateful for it.
I'd like to add to the fact that we thank you not only for your service as veterans, but right now your service as citizens of this great state and this great country, that you're willing to take time out of your retirement from spending with your family or your friends or whomever and to serve your community on board that so many of us don't even think about or even are unaware. And I would advocate that all of the citizens of Sand Lake take an opportunity to be involved in local governance at the township level, at the village level, at the county level, and to make a difference and an impact, because it takes all of us to make a nation great. On a small individual basis, it takes all of us.
I just want to say it's a shame we can only pick one of you.
You'd
all be great.
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
You'd all be great at it. Thank you.
I sat here and listened to every one of you, and I wish you could all be on the board. You all come with a great lot of experience, and appreciate you trying to vie for this job today. Moving on to county commissioner appointments to boards, commissions, and committees. Central Dispatch Advisory Board, there's appointment for one. It's a partially 2-year term. It expires on 12/31 of 2022. And we have one person running for that. It's Charles Bush, the city village government representative. So at this time, I'll entertain a motion to place Charles Bush in this position.
So moved.
Okay.
Support.
Support, okay. Then motion made and support to appoint Charles Bush on the Dispatch Advisory Board. Again, it's a partial 2-year term. Any further questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, the same. Motion passed. Charles elected to that position. Okay, at this time, we're going to vote for the Veterans Affairs Committee, which we just heard these fine gentlemen, each of them speak, and you have a ballot in front of you. And we have 5 different individuals vying for this position. And so at this time, you can vote for one. And Denise, you're going to come and do. Oh, yeah, sorry. Yeah, we need a motion.
So
Put
moved.
these 5. Okay. Then a motion made to put these 5 on the ballot. Need a support. Okay, then a motion made and support. Any further questions? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, the same. Motion passed each time. So at this time, I'll let you go ahead and vote. You're gonna get them, Tara, Denise?
I'll collect them.
That's why you gave us extras.
Yeah, I got one that's not signed, so. So we have two for Frederick Buckner and one from Donald Spinks. Vote again. Yes, we have three for Mr. Buckner and one for John Rundles.
Two for Frederick.
Yes.
Okay, so Frederick, congratulations. And I just want to stop and make one more comment. We appreciate every one of you. And as Commissioner White said, I wish every one of you could be on the board. Yeah, you're great people. And thanks for your service. No matter where.
Yeah. so-
With that, all right, moving on in our agenda, county commissioner chair appointments, non-general resolutions. At this time, Roger Ballard is going to read. What's that?
Go ahead.
It's got wet as whistle.
Resolution honoring Michael Patterson.
I wish Mike could be here with us today. Mike's still with us. He's just not here. I just saw him the other night.
He didn't leave the building.
And no, he's still with us. Whereas Mike has given 6 years of dedicated service as a township representative for the 911 Advisory Board. And whereas Mike as a township supervisor was instrumental in providing the guidance and support necessary to help guide Sanilac County into the next generation 911 direction, his attention to detail and budgetary experience was invaluable. Whereas Mike's constructive thinking and support helped to continue the emergency services millage for the health and welfare of all emergency first responders, as well as the citizens of Sanilac County. Now therefore be it resolved that the Sanilac County Board of Commissioners by this resolution recognizes and commends Michael Patterson for his long-standing commitment to the 911 Advisory Board. Be it further resolved that this resolution be presented to Michael Patterson and spread upon the proceedings of the Sanilac County Board of Commissioners as second day of November 2021.
Thank you, Commissioner.
And I'd like to add to that Mike has also been a township supervisor for, I think he's in his 18th year. So he's given up a lot of his time.
Okay, there's been a motion made honoring Michael Patterson. I'll entertain a support. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, the same.
Very
Motion passed.
Roll call.
This is a roll call?
All resolutions.
Yeah, they are. Sorry. Yeah. Question. I better start over.
Did you have your coffee this morning?
I did.
Okay.
Not enough. Right?
Commissioner Black,
Yes.
Commissioner Sarpella, absent, Commissioner Ballard,
Yes.
Commissioner Wyatt,
Yes.
and Chairman Peterlin.
Yes. Motion passed. I won't do that again. We have a few more, right?
Three more.
Okay, next is a resolution supporting the Emergency 911 Service Enabling Act. Whereas the Emergency 911 Service Enabling Act, Michigan Public Act 21 of 1986, MCL 484.1101, ET sequence and amended Act sunsets of December 31st, 2021, and whereas without extension of the Sanilac County has no authority to provide 911 service to determine the technical operation managerial and fiscal aspects of 911 service within the county 911 service district, and whereas the cost of the 911 emergency service IP network has been historically funded by the user fees and communication device, and whereas user fee for revenue has fallen short of expectations, which will result in defect of the state fund and pays 911 for network costs by 2003, and whereas HB 5026 increases the state prepaid device user fee for 5% the sale to 6% of the sale, and whereas this small increase in the prepared use fee, along with a $16 million appropriated in SB 82, will provide only the amount necessary to fund the emergency service IP network, and now therefore it be resolved that the Sanilac County Board of Commissioners supports enactment of HB 5026 to ensure continued operation and funding of 911. Be it therefore resolved that the copies of this resolution will be forwarded to all members of the Michigan Legislature representing Sanilac County. I'll entertain the support.
I'll support.
There's been a motion made and support.
Discussion. Discussion. Discussion.
Discussion. Yes.
So it says here, House Bill 5026 increases the state prepaid device user fee from 5% of the sale to 6% of the sale. So against that. That's additional slices, increasing the slice of pie that the government gets and then trickles down for us to utilize. Nevertheless, it's like everything else, the increases in percentages are terrible, and I'm against that. I just want that to be said. The usage of the money is necessary and required to continue with 911. I get it, but I do not like the way they're paying for it.
I don't know if we have any other choice.
No. Well, I mean, work within their means, stop putting greater expectations on the system. Work with a campaign perhaps to utilize another mechanism for people to receive assistance and support for services. That's another issue. That's all.
Well, coming from your background, I can see where you have concerns. Any other comments? Okay. Denise?
Commissioner Wyatt,
Yes.
Commissioner Miller,
Yes.
Commissioner Sarcella, absent, Commissioner Black,
Yes.
and Chairman Huberly.
Yes. Yes. Next is resolution for 2022-0130 master agreement resolution.
Whereas the Sanilac County Board of Commissioners has the authority to contract with the Michigan Department of Transportation for state and or federal funds for passenger transportation related services, and whereas the Sanilac County Board of Commissioners does hereby approve master agreement number 2022-0130. Now therefore be it resolved that the chairperson of the Sanilac County Board of Commissioners be authorized and directed to execute said agreement 2022-0130 for and on behalf of the Sanilac County Board of Commissioners.
Okay, there's been a motion made. I'll entertain a support.
Support.
Okay, any further discussion?
Commissioner Ballard,
Yes.
Commissioner Wyatt,
Yes.
Commissioner Black,
Yes.
Commissioner Sarcella, absent, and Chairman Huberly.
Yes, motion passed. Next resolution is project authorization resolution going to be brought to us by Commissioner Wyatt.
Whereas this resolution shall also provide or shall also approve execution of project authorizations for any programs designated by the Sanilac County Board of Commissioners and or project authorizations for any amount determined by the Sanilac County Board of Commissioners with the Michigan Department of Transportation, which are issued under the master agreement number 2022-130 Now therefore be it resolved that the chairperson of the Sanilac County Board of Commissioners are authorized to enter into and execute on behalf of the Sanilac County Board of Commissioners all such project authorizations with the Michigan Department of Transportation for passenger transportation related services for the agreement period. You under,
You want to read the certificate?
I don't know, have we ever read that? I'll read it. The undersigned duly qualified clerk of the Sanilac County Board of Commissioners certifies the foregoing is true. I feel like you should read that. Denise, I don't think we've ever read that part, have we?
Page 6. And it's-
Yeah. It's a little.
It just always has to be part of the resolution.
Okay. Legally convened meeting at the Sanilac County Board of Commissioners held on November 2nd, 2021. I think that's it.
It is. Okay, I'll entertain a support. Okay, there's a motion made and support. Any further discussion? Hearing none, Denise?
Commissioner Black,
Yes.
Commissioner Wyatt,
Yes.
Commissioner Sarcella, absent, Commissioner Ballard,
Yes.
and Chairman Hubert.
Yes, motion passed. And the last resolution we have is a signature resolution for master agreement only. And that's going to be read to us by Commissioner Wyatt.
Whereas the Sanilac County Board of Commissioners has the authority to contract with the Michigan Department of Transportation for state and or federal funds for passenger transportation related services, and now therefore be it resolved that the chairperson of the Sanilac County Board of Commissioners be authorized and directed to execute said agreement 2022-130 for and on behalf of the Sanilac County Board of Commissioners. The undersigned duly qualified clerk of the Sanilac County Board of Commissioners certifies the foregoing is true and a correct copy of the resolution adopted at a legally convened meeting of the Sanilac County Board of Commissioners held on November 2nd, 2021.
Entertain a support for that. There's a motion made and support. Any further discussions on that resolution? Hearing none. Denise?
Commissioner Ballard.
Yes.
Commissioner Black,
Yes.
Commissioner Wyatt,
Yes.
Commissioner Sarcella, absent, and Chairman Hubert.
Yes, motion passed. Okay, moving on in our agenda, we'll move into our FA resolutions. And the first one we have is FA 157-21-A, approval of amendment of letter of agreement, representatives payee service.
We can do committee reports, Gary.
Oh, sorry. I need to start over today. Yes, I'm sorry. Let's hear, Joel, do you want to start?
Okay. Earlier today, we had a personnel committee, had several items, 7 to be exact. We added 1 to it. They were a central dispatch for the hiring of a budgeted position that they'd like to get started in order to help train the individual to take over when it becomes necessary. Prosecutor's office had a request to fill in position as well as authorized. We'll be doing that. We'll be putting that to the full board moving forward. We had the Parks Commission asked to post and fill a position. We agreed that we put that to the full board as well. There was a discussion from the sheriff's office regarding some wages. And we referred that discussion to our existing policies and followed the policy, and that was recommended as well. Animal control contract for consulting services. We've had that for many years with the former, was it director of the animal control? What do you call him? Director?
Jim Manson.
Jim Manson, and he's provided excellent service for us on a part-time basis over the years with a contract, and continuing with that. The language is the same as the last time. Soil and erosion, Joe Allen, a contract for that required provision to have soil and erosion done for building and elsewhere. That's a contract that's the same from the last year. We've been happy with the service from the previous year, so that's being recommended to be refilled. And there was a request on the part of what court is it?
Probate.
From Mila Ford. Mila Ford from probate court. They've got somebody who's retiring in December. They would like to fill that position so they can start training that individual to take over come December 4th. So we recommended that be done as well.
The Parks position, is that a whole new position or is that a replacement of a existing?
Well, it was a part-time, considered part-time, and I think that person probably worked more than part-time. And that person probably not coming back in this position they duly need because of the increase of patrons that had come to the park, and so that it now is going to be considered a full-time.
Yeah, they explained to us that they've had additional duties and responsibilities that that part-time clerk has had to step up and do, and it's turned into a full-time position with additional requirements on the parts of the park managers that will be having some of the responsibilities shed over into the clerk's position.
And it wasn't really on our agenda, but we got to see what Joe Allen did from soil erosion. But for you that maybe don't know, he hands out permits. He works extensively with the drain commissioner. So it's a very valuable job that we need in our county. That it?
Yeah.
Commissioner Bellwood.
Parks meet tonight. We've got several large projects in the works, probably over $500,000 between two parks that they're kind of an ongoing thing right now. The parks were busy this year. There's a need for additional staff. And that's about it.
Commissioner Black.
We had a county planning commission meeting in attendance last week, and we're able to get a team pulled together to get some work done to make sure our townships were supported and that the people that had PA 116s got that taken care of. So that went well. Beyond that, I don't think I had any other meetings in the last 2 weeks.
Thank you.
I guess one last thing we should bring up is related to parks, is I don't know if we brought that up earlier, that we're going to get a $20,000 grant from the state of Michigan. Representative Beeler helped us out getting that put in and it got approved. So we should be, I actually got the grant application from him last week. So hopefully we'll see that funding soon. And that'll be for ADA compliant equipment. So fire rings, picnic tables, playscape equipment that's ADA compliant. So.
Thank you, Commissioner Black. Commissioner Wyatt covered most of the things that we talked about in our committee meeting this morning. And so I won't rehash that. That was well stated and put together. All right, moving on to written on finished business, new business. Now we'll start with FA 157-21A.
The Sanilac County Board of Commissioners hereby approves the amended fee service schedule from $40 to $45 effective January 1st, 2022 through September 30th, 2022. Letter of agreement for representative payee services between Sanilac County Mental Health Authority and County of Sanilac representative payee effective October 1st, 2021 to September 30th, 2022, and further authorizes the board chairman to sign the necessary document.
Support.
The motion made and support approval of amendment to the letter of agreement. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed the same. Next is FA 167-21, approval of 2021 current claims.
The Sanilac County Board of Commissioners hereby approves the payment of current claims for 2021 identified on the accounts payable report dated October 27th, 2021 for the general bank account in the amount of $250,298.59.
In support.
Support.
Okay. Been a motion made for FA 167-21 and a support. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed the same. Motion passed. Next is FA 168-21, budget adoptions, amendments, appropriations, and transfers.
The Sanilac County Board of Commissioners hereby approves the following budget amendments and establishes the following accounts as presented.
And we're not going to go through
2 pages.
2 pages of
Support.
Okay, been a motion made in support for budget adoptions and amendments. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed the same. Motion passed. Next is FA 169-21, authorization to post advertisement upcoming manager vacancy Parks Commission.
The Sanilac County Board of Commissioners hereby authorizes the Parks Board to post and fill the upcoming park manager vacancy for Evergreen Park at a pay grade 6 with funding from the Parks millage.
Okay, there's been a motion made, entertain and support.
Support.
Okay, the motion made in support for FA 169-21 authorization to post and advertise upcoming manager for Evergreen Park. Any further discussion?
Just to clarify, that'll be pay grade 6, step 1.
Pay grade 6,
Step 1.
step 1. Okay. Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, the same. Motion passed. Next is FA 170-21, authorization to post and fill upcoming administrative assistant vacancy.
The Sanilac County Board of Commissioners hereby authorizes the 24th Circuit Court to post and fill the upcoming administrative assistant vacancy at a pay grade 5 with funding from the Circuit Court budget.
Support.
Okay, then a motion made in support for FA 170-21, authorization to post and fill upcoming administrative assistant vacancy. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, the same. Motion passed. Next on our agenda is general public comments. I'll open the floor at this time for any general public comments. Okay, hearing none, we have no reason to go into a closed session today. And so the next agenda item is adjournment.
Motion to
Okay, the motion made to adjourn. I'll entertain a support. All in favor, discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Same. Motion passed.